Okay, we're clear to the Freeport Airport via radar vectors to join Bahamas 63 Victor, then up to 5,000, 80991. So there's some really heavy rain right out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just going to watch it though. It'll be nice to be able to see. I don't want to get struck by lightning today.
And then we managed to stop by the security guard that said, well, I saw you slip through the fence right there.
Time for dessert, huh?
That's right.
0991 Freeport Tower, caution runway wet, turn right eastbound, runway 6 at Alto, cleared for takeoff.
Wow, that looks
mean.
Marsh Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 80901, 6 miles out over Elbow K 2000, maneuvering will be inbound after a few circles, Marsh Harbor.
I'm Josh, a pilot and flight instructor who loves the sky, sharing it with those around me and using it to see the world from a new perspective. Flying can seem super complex, but I make it my mission to promote safe practices while enjoying the beauty this world has to offer. Subscribe to Climb into the Cockpit on future adventures. This is Aviation 101.
0991 New Orleans, clear to the Foley Airport via as-bound on departure, maintain 2,000 feet.
We're in West Palm Beach, Florida, getting ready to wrap up this 5,000-mile journey, but we're not going to jump into crossing to the Bahamas without a little guidance from some friends. In the last episode, Chelsea and I wrapped up our stay in Hilton Head Island, South Carolina, and flew one long IFR leg down to Antiquers Aerodrome near Palm Beach. We stayed with our friends Eric and Valerie there for 4 days, enjoying the summer vibes in South Florida while we reorganized and reset to write the final chapter of this massive summer adventure. In this episode, we're packing up the Skyhawk to jump across a short strip of the Atlantic Ocean to Grand Bahama Island. But crossing into the Bahamas is going to be a bit different than Canada on the paperwork side. Plus, crossing over open water presents a whole new set of risks, and Eric and Valerie are going to use their knowledge and experience to help us prep for our first time making this flight. But of course, none of this ever comes without unforeseen challenges getting in our way and testing our judgment. Welcome to part 10. We really didn't pick up the camera all that much during our stay here in South Florida. We're burned out, and even though this trip has been one of the most memorable adventures for the both of us, our tolerance for the constant moving, unpacking, and repacking is shrinking. After about 4,500 miles and a little over a month of constant moving, we are understandably tired. We've learned a lot of lessons on this long journey, lessons that would have led us to plan this trip quite a bit differently if we could do it all over again. But of course, we've cherished every moment we've had with our friends that we normally don't get to see except at air shows once a year. And our souvenir from every destination is the footage we flew away with. It's been one hell of a trip, but it's not over yet. Eric and Valerie walked us through the paperwork and prep to clear customs into the Bahamas, and it's definitely more tedious than what we had to do to clear into Canada. Like anything else, it'll become second nature the more you do it, but the main difference is how the information is given to the government. In Canada, much like the US, everything is done through an online form or two, followed by a phone call to your destination customs office. In the Bahamas, they need all of the same information, but it's all done on paper, and you're writing down the same passenger and manifest aircraft information on multiple forms. It's not very streamlined, but it's also not complicated. In addition to our Mustang Survival manually inflatable life vests that will wear the entire flight, we're also borrowing Eric and Valerie's inflatable life raft. Even though this route is often traveled and rescue likely wouldn't be too far away, having a high visibility raft along with my Garmin inReach, of course, will be a game changer in being found by search and rescue. Of course, it wouldn't be summer in the subtropics without some wicked thunderstorms popping up along our route. And since we can't afford it on the weight, balance, and takeoff performance, we're topping off with 5 hours of fuel endurance for this 1-hour flight. Running low on fuel while deviating around weather out over open water is one of the most preventable issues that we can encounter. And with that, we were ready to get this big fan spinning and get this show rolling.
Are we good?
Yeah, you got plenty of room.
Okay.
Antiquers traffic, Skyhawk 80991 is departing runway 09. Will be straight out departure, Antiquers.
Ready?
All right, ready. We're just gonna watch our performance here. All right.
That was good.
That was very good. We're off way shorter than I thought we were going to be. Palm Beach approach, Skyhawk 80991, just departed Antiquers Field and like to pick up our IFR to Freeport.
Right 80991, maintain VFR squawk 4575.
Maintain VFR squawk 4575, 80991.
Right 80991, radar contact 6 miles north of the Boca Raton Airport. Maintain VFR on course for now, climbing at a 2,500 for your IFR clearance.
Okay, we'll keep the climb coming and we'll expect that at 2,500 and we'll maintain VFR 991. We can set the bug to
413, connect Palm Beach approach 128.3.
He's just said expect the clearance leaving 2,500.
28.3, cleared 413, good day.
DHTs are already coming
Number
down.
262 Tango Foxtrot, contact Miami Center 132.25.
3225, 262 Tango Foxtrot.
Alright. Climbing out over the water. It is hot as hell and we're going to dodge all these thunderstorms the whole way.
Yeah, and we're already at the bases right now, and we're only at 1,900.
Yeah.
Right 0991, cleared to the Mike Yankee Golf Foxtrot Airport via vectors to join Bahamas 63 Victor. Flight present heading, climb and maintain 5,000.
Okay, we're clear to the Freeport Airport via radar vectors to join Bahamas 63 Victor, then up to 5,000, 80991. Just a heads up, we'll probably need some left and right deviations for buildups up here in the next 10 miles.
Right 0991, left and right deviations are approved up to 20 degrees, maintain 5,000, and just join the Bahamas 63 Victor.
Okay, we'll join Bahamas 63 Victor and deviations left and right approved, no more than 20, 991. Yeah, we're going to have some stuff to dodge, and the big stuff out there is right over Grand Bahama Island.
So we're about 65 miles from the destination. We're about, 10 miles offshore, approaching 10 miles, getting ready to hit the ADIZ.
Yeah, we're right at 10 miles now offshore, and we're about 10 miles from the ADIZ.
We're 4,500, our IFR is 5,000. We're talking to
Palm Beach approach right now.
Beach.
I think we'll get handed off to, I guess, Miami Oceanic.
Yeah.
Out on 133.4 is my guess here on the chart. Cylinders are cooling off. They're doing
I'm
okay.
cooling off.
Yeah, we're both cooling out once we got some airflow. I mean, and we're also like departing in the heat of the day.
574, just going to maintain 1,500.
So maintain 1,500, number 574.
200 to go.
Number 868, Lima Juliet, Palm Beach departure, radar contact, maintain 9,000.
Okay, because we're just going to fly this heading for now. I'm going to go to flight plan. I'm going to tap Mix A, and I'm going to activate that leg. So now we're just going to keep flying and intercept that magenta line.
Okay.
And we are about 4 minutes from leaving U.S. airspace. Cruise checklist power set, mixture set leaned, about 2450. Lights as required.
I feel good right here at 5,000.
Yeah, this is not bad. We're just need to keep an eye on this
Northern
nasty stuff right in front of Grand Bahama.
Number 914 Sierra Yankee, Palm Beach approach altimeter 3000.
3000.
Skyhawk 80991, contact Miami Center 133.4.
133.4, 80991, good day. Miami Center, Skyhawk, November 80991, 5,000.
80991, Miami Center, Palm Beach altimeter 3001.
01991, we're going to intercept BR63 Victor.
901 Roger, clear through the Halby intersection via Bomb Road 63 Victor. Halby's are clear and limit, expect no delay.
Alright, we'll expect that and we can proceed direct Halby now, is that what you said?
November 901, affirmative.
Alright, we're turning direct Halby now, 80991.
901 east of Halby, there's areas of moderate precipitation and near Grand Bahama areas of moderate heavy and extreme.
Okay, we're painting that on next route, and we do see it out the window. We may need to ask Freeport for some diversions when we get a little closer.
American 1767, light deviation left.
Okay, I'm going to hit
American
direct
1767.
to Halby, and the autopilot is taking us to the right. Direct Halby.
No, that won't. Deviation left, please.
American 1767, 10 degrees left of course is approved. When able, fly heading 050.
When able, 050, deviation left, American 1767.
Okay, number 2 is the coolest as usual. Number 3 is the warmest as usual. CHT is looking happy. EGT is looking happy. Oil pressure is right in the middle. Oil temp is right where it always
Miami
is.
Center, this is Dr. 999. Call Papa checking in flight level 380.
Looking good.
Request 15 degree right deviation.
Number 99, Golf Papa, my Mason approved is requested. When you're able, replay direct tanks and advise.
Miami Center, Skyhawk 809901. Looking at the weather up ahead, we're seeing how it's trending. Could we take a 120 degree track and get on the backside of it, come to Freeport that way?
Number 99901, affirmative, approved is requested.
Okay, we'll turn right heading 1209901.
So I turned it to 120 here, and you can see perfectly with the Sirius XM that's painting on it, so I'm going to just go to heading.
And it will grab that heading.
Alright, 8 Golf Papa, descend and maintain flight level 260.
Descend and maintain flight level 26098. Call Papa.
And remember, 809911, you're able, proceed direct to the Freeport VOR.
When able, direct to the Freeport VOR 809901. I imagine it'll be at about 10 miles or so.
Number 99901, roger, not a problem. So radar service terminated. Contact Freeport approach 126.5. I'll be able to help you out.
Okay, 126.5 809901. Thanks for all your help. 265. Freeport approach. Freeport approach, Skyhawk, November 809901, 5000, currently 120 degree heading for the thunderstorms.
Number 809901, roger. Runway 6, winds 12008 knots. Prevailing visibility is 10 miles, and you have the weather out to the north of the field. Temperature 32, dew point 23, altimeter 3000, and it's you at 3,500. Do you want to continue south towards Paytas or the Kirk?
I would like to continue south toward, kind of toward Paytas, or maybe a little bit north of that, just to get around these thunderstorms, and we copy the altimeter 3000, runway 06.
Roger. Going to proceed direct to Kirk when able, and report when you're able to direct Kirk.
Could you spell that waypoint that you want me to go direct to for 809901?
That's Charlie Uniform Romeo India X-ray, and that's the RNAV 06 approach.
Roger. We'll let you know when we're direct to Kirk for the RNAV 06 809901.
Roger.
Okay. Approach RNAV GPS 06 and Curix. I see it. And we're going to go to procedure, approach, RNAV 06. Let's select Curix.
November 809901, descend maintain 2,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet, 809901. Okay. Yep, set 2,000.
991 after Kirk, you are clear for the RNAV 06 approach.
And we are cleared for the RNAV 06 approach, 809901. Thank you. And vertical speed. There you go.
Wow, that looks dark.
Yeah, that's some nasty weather right there. I can barely hear the weather there. Okay, and we're talking to on 126.5, and Freeport is 18.5. 18.5. Let's put that in the standby, so that's tower. Ground is 0.7, 121.7. I consider that approach brief. We'll expect a GPS augmented glide path. To me this isn't looking good, to turn straight into the airport here which is going to be in 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because the airport's right out there, we'll be skirting the edge of that low stuff. And look at that lenticular trying to form right there.
Where? Oh yeah,
That
wow.
streak. That's not good. Okay, glide path is alive. Let's do the pre-landing checklist.
Okay.
Brakes pedal tests.
Good.
Taxi landing lights on.
Yes.
Good. Baro minimums verified. 410. Seatbelt shoulder harnesses were fastened. Mixture set best power. Let's just go ahead and get it in a little bit. Carb heat, fuel selector on both.
Yep.
And flaps set as required.
Yep.
Pre-landing checklist complete. Skyhawk 80991 reporting JIPCA.
November 80991, wind 060 at 5 knots, runway 6, clear to land.
Runway 6 cleared to land, 80991. Okay, wind's right down the runway at 5 knots.
Wow, that crane down there is doing work. Do you see it right below the nose?
Oh yeah.
All of the shipping, the shipyard right here.
Over the port now. We're over the outer marker. And we are clear to land.
And there's the rig.
Yep, that's the rig he was talking about, I gather.
November 90901, are you able to execute a long landing to clear at midfield?
Yeah, we can do a long landing, 80991.
Roger, long landing approved.
Long landing approved, thank you.
November 355, Juliet Hotel, wind 040 at 12 knots, runway 6, clear to land.
Freeport ground, Skyhawk 80991 is clear of the runway on Bravo, and we're taxiing to the customs ramp.
November 80991, ground, good afternoon. Taxi to the customs ramp via hotel.
Customs ramp via hotel, 80991, good afternoon.
Now for the step that'll either be super quick or take a long time depending on how prepared you are. The fact that we showed up to the officers with our forms already filled out made it go super quick. We went to the customs window first, then immigration, and lastly we paid an airport parking and security fee. I think that one was like $11 or something like that. Happy to pay it, given the whole ramp is fenced in with a full-time guard watching over it. We covered and secured the plane, collected all of our bags, and got a ride to our Airbnb courtesy of the Bahamian Ministry of Tourism, and we'll be seeing them again a little later. At the time that I'm editing this video, I found out that Jimmy Buffett has just passed away on September 1st, 2023. This cheers goes out to such an amazing musical legend, and this cheeseburger in paradise is for you. We'll never forget the mark you've made through the stories you sang. Now kick off your flip-flops and enjoy your rest in paradise. We picked up a bottle of wine and walked about a mile back to our rented condo along the beach, where we met a stray dog that didn't seem too interested in the wine, but I think enjoyed our company nonetheless. The next morning, we enjoyed coffee together beneath the palm trees, and I spent a couple of hours transferring and organizing the footage from the last few days of this trip. These episodes show off the amazing destinations and the memorable times we've experienced along the way, but creating this content is a ton of work behind the scenes, all of which rarely gets expressed in the final cut. With this amount of footage, data management is no joke, and if you get behind, not only will you not have the free space to film more days, but it'll be disorganized and confusing to sort out all the files later. So, a couple of hours of work first, then pool time. It's a good day to not move. It's a nice day to not hustle to the next activity or really do anything. We have no commitments today. We're actually gonna try and go fly today. We ended up not getting up quite as early as we wanted to. It really wasn't a bad thing because we haven't really been able to sleep in and just kind of chill out, and I literally do nothing. Lots of repairs going on behind us on this high-rise condo. We're staying at this little condo. That was an Airbnb that we rented just right here on the beach. I think it was like 85 bucks a night. Beach access.
It's beautiful.
A pool. It's simple. It's really simple, and that's kind of what we were looking for.
And the Airbnb is like a luxury hotel room. It's a studio, but it's so nice.
Yeah. This has been a long, long trip. We have been gone for 2 months. I feel like I was starting to get a little bit of a snippy attitude yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday evening. I was. After we sat still in the condo for a few minutes, I kind of started to realize that I'm just mentally drained. I just wanted to get back to the condo and just, I don't know, like I wanted to put a movie on or something. Like I just wanted to stop moving.
We've been on the road for 2 months now. This is the last leg of this long adventure. So moving around this much is absolutely wonderful and incredible, and we're thankful that we're getting to pull this trip off and execute the whole thing. But oh my gosh, is it draining to be digging out of a suitcase and packing it up, loading the plane, unloading the plane every day. But I wouldn't have it any other way.
Instead of flying today, we're just gonna hang out and do whatever we want. And we're no obligations, no schedule, no commitments.
The first day on this trip that we're unplugging.
It's one of the first days on this trip. That's exactly right, that we're unplugging. We will do our local flying probably on Saturday if the weather holds up. Supposedly there's a tropical depression coming this way that's gonna hit later in the weekend, maybe Sunday. So we wanna get back to the mainland on Saturday. So if it does start dumping rain, we'll be in Orlando. We're gonna swim, enjoy the rest of this morning, and figure out what else we're gonna do today. Welcome to the Bahamas.
We're walking to dinner. Where are we going?
I don't know. We're just gonna enjoy our first full day and full evenings in the Bahamas with just the two of us. Tomorrow we'll be with a big group, and oh my God, this is our walk to dinner. It is so beautiful. We're gonna show up to dinner looking like drowned little rats. Walking down the beach last night, we met this guy who said he moved here for 1 year, 20 years ago, and then he never left. So we were like, oh my gosh, what's your favorite restaurant? Recommended this place. So it was called the Green Gamut. Then we met someone else, and they also recommended it. And the people that were renting the condo from had one of their menus on the fridge. So it was a really good sign.
We slipped through a little gap in the fence that wasn't quite up against the concrete wall. And then we managed to get stopped by the security guard that said, well, I saw you slip through the fence right there. And we were like, well, we're staying right over here. I mean, we're walking home.
They were super nice.
So he was super nice about it. He was like, okay.
On this island, it's actually comforting and impressive.
That's fresh coconut.
The next morning, we walked about a mile to the resort where the Ministry of Tourism and the Aviation Ambassador Group was staying. And we joined them for their day of activities to include hanging out with some dolphins, snorkeling over a beautiful reef, and ending the evening with a banquet dinner that gave us an excuse to dress up. This is the weekend we'd been planning to land in the Bahamas for a few months now, and it's wild that the Ministry of Tourism just so happened to be having a meetup with their aviation ambassadors this weekend, and we are super grateful that they welcomed us into the group. The Bahamas is such a beautiful place to visit, and I love how much appreciation the Ministry of Tourism shows to general aviation as well. Combined with our much-needed downtime in the emerald waters and the warm welcome from the government, we're left with a really fond memory of our short stay in the islands of the Bahamas. We will definitely be coming back real soon. On our final morning in the Bahamas, we enjoyed our coffee to the sound of rain on the palms, and we slowly cleaned up, packed up, and grabbed a cab ride back to the Freeport General Aviation ramp. Even in a foreign land, November 80991 has fans that recognize her sitting on the ramp.
I watch you on YouTube. I watch you on YouTube.
Oh,
but
very
I follow
cool.
just now. I look at the registration. I'm like, I know that airplane.
That's
man.
right, that's right.
I watch it.
How are you?
Rudy, man.
I'm Josh. Rudy, good to meet you. This is Chelsea.
How you doing?
Thanks to Rudy and Dexter for calling us out and stopping by the plane to chat for a few minutes. And thank you so much for supporting this content. It really means a lot. The plan for today is to make it to Orlando by the end of the night. But being that it's only mid-morning, we'd love to actually fly around the islands for a bit and do some sightseeing. Maybe even drop in somewhere for lunch before heading back to the US. But where to and how? These storms keep coming in waves, but we both have terribly slow 3G cell signal out here, so the radar images we're getting on our phones are too old to rely on. And I am not risking a departure just based on looking at a gray sky to judge distance.
What I do want to do is pull out the GDL here, and that way I'm not relying on my crappy cell data here to pull radar. I can get Sirius XM NextRad. But that way I can look at NextRad and we can see a live image, live-ish, of what the radar looks like around here without having to like wait on our 3G signal to pull images through the internet. So that'll actually help us without having to boot up the avionics. That's why I carry that thing.
We've heard great things about Bimini, but the weather is just not cooperating for that direction of flight. However, Rudy and Dexter recommended Marsh Harbor as an alternate to Bimini for a lunch spot and some pretty views along the way, so that's what we're gonna aim for. We did a thorough pre-flight, stowed the raft where we can reach it, and buckled into our Mustang survival life vests, all to cautiously prepare for some flight out over open water. We opened up a VFR flight plan, ran through all the checklists as a crew, and prepared for a VFR departure over the islands.
80991, Freeport Tower, caution, runway wet. Turn right eastbound, runway 6 at Alto, cleared for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, we'll turn right eastbound, 80991.
Hey, windows,
doors.
windows mixture strobes. Okay, got 11,000 feet of runway in front of us. Heels down to the floor. Take 3 full seconds, advance to takeoff power, it's set. There's 60. Alright, autopilot's on. I'll just let it drive for now since we're pretty much going in a straight line.
So he said yesterday that there are 5 ecosystems on the island, and the most important one are these little marsh areas. What did he call them?
Either mangrove or mangrove.
Mangroves. Yep. He said that is the most important ecosystem on the island. All of the fish and reptiles use those as a hatchery, as a natural hatchery. And the largest animal they have on the island is a raccoon.
Yeah, he
they
said
don't have any deer, no bears, nothing like that.
Well, now the track vector has an arrow from this cell pointing this way, but it's just kind of like switching, like it's just kind of like building and wobbling in place.
Yeah.
The color of this water is phenomenal.
I don't think any pictures or cameras could do it justice.
It's like a giant swimming pool. It's just so crystal clear.
This is distracting.
I know.
So if it wasn't for that weather, we would have come along that chain.
We would have come down this island chain.
It looks beautiful.
I think that's the way we're going to go out if the weather kind of stays the same.
Okay.
Bahamas air is what just departed. They're 3,500 feet, kind of climbing toward us. Very desolate. Yeah, these little islands out here probably be really cool to roll up with a boat and just have it to yourself.
Yeah, I see it too.
Figured we could cross over the airport, go out over Tilu Cay, Elbow Cay, and just kind of do a big lap and then come back and enter the pattern.
Okay.
Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Wow.
What?
Just the view out the window right here. Holy crap. Absolutely gorgeous.
Marsh Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 80901, 6 miles out over Elbow Cay 2000, maneuvering will be inbound after a few circles, Marsh Harbor.
Oh my goodness.
Marsh Harbor traffic, it's Endeavor, CRJ, taxiing out for departure. It'll be runway 27 departure at Marsh Harbor.
And I'm ready to kind of duck under this stuff and turn back toward the airport. Are you?
Okay, yeah.
I would rather land toward the rain.
Okay.
So maybe taking runway 27 would be good.
Okay.
Marsh Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 80901, right base, runway 27, full stop, Marsh Harbor.
Pre-landing brakes, pedal test, landing light, taxi light on, barrel minimums, don't need it, autopilot is indeed off, seatbelt, shoulder harnesses, you're strapped in, tightened.
Marsh Harbor traffic, Skyhawk 80991, final, runway 27,
500.
Marsh Harbor.
And it looks like the windsock is showing it right down the runway, so looks good.
Mixture carb heat. And flaps are set.
And north of Worcester traffic, CRJ 900, just supported runway.
That windsock is dead.
Just holding ground effect here. That was not a full stall landing. This guy's hand signals are on point.
Hello. Doing great. How about yourself? There's a little bit of rain that we didn't expect there.
Of course, we were greeted at Marsh Harbor with nothing less than warm, welcoming hospitality by the airport staff. We put on request a top-off of 100 low-lead fuel, and we snagged a taxi ride into the town of Marsh Harbor for one last meal in paradise at a place called Colors by the Sea. The taxi brought us back to the airport where we paid for our fuel, let Bahamian Customs know we're leaving, and called U.S. Customs in Palm Beach to notify them of our ETA. Crossing an international border requires being on some sort of an active flight plan, so I filed and activated a VFR flight plan on 4Flight right from my phone. And the cool part is we can close that flight plan in the 4Flight app when we get there. No phone or radio calls required. We tracked north of Grand Bahama Island westbound toward the Florida coast. I flew the plane and navigated around any precipitation, and Chelsea kept track of our customs papers and important radio calls. And in less than an hour, we were handed off to Palm Beach Approach to start the descent into Florida. It's wild that these two vastly different places are so close together, just separated by a short strip of the ocean. After being in the Bahamas for a few days, it was so odd coming back to the sight of dense cityscape and high-rise condos lining the Florida coastline.
80991, Palm Star, runway 14, clear to land, traffic will be in position to left.
Clear to land, runway 14, 80991.
Okay. I have the controls.
Minimums.
Runway in sight, continue. 1000, 1000, 1000, flaps 20. Eyes down the runway. Welcome back to America.
Holy guacamole, that was a good landing to come back to the U.S. soil on.
It was.
Number 80911, just continue on the runway all the way to customs.
We checked in with U.S. Customs and have officially been cleared back into the United States. We pressed on into the sunset for a quick fuel stop in Okeechobee, Florida, and it became apparent to me out there on the ramp that you can take the girl out of Kentucky, but you cannot take the Kentucky out of the girl. We then picked up an IFR clearance, cruised over Orlando and Disney at night, and landed in the rain at Orlando Apopka Airport, where my friend Cameron picked us up for a few days of fun and relaxation with his family before we head home. where do I begin? 3 countries, 45 days of travel, 62 hours in the airplane, 5,000 nautical miles.
Take me where your river flows. I want to drive on your open road.
That's a long time to be living out of a suitcase and filming every moment while you're at it. But Chelsea and I wouldn't trade these memories for anything in the world. We're not getting any younger, and time is not going to slow down for us. Use the means, the time, and the health you have now to go out and write a story in your memory that will be one for the books.
You and me, let's fly away somewhere past the Milky Way. Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up, don't wake me up.
Do things you've never done before. Go to places you never thought you'd see. Get out there and experience life outside the comfort zone. There you might find the inspiration in life that you didn't know you were missing. I have to give credit to Chelsea for always leading me outside of my comfort zone, and for being my partner in crime and trying new things, new places, new endeavors, and always reminding me to have faith in the outcomes unexpected. For therein lies the serendipitous beauty that life always surprises us with. We learned a lot on this trip, and I've learned a lot while stepping through the lengthy post-production process to deliver this final series to all of you. This was a long journey, and despite feeling burnt out and ready for home at the end, we're so grateful for the opportunity to see and stay with so many special people at every destination, and for the 14 terabytes of 4K memories that we brought home with us.
Maybe we'll return someday. Don't wake me up till we are home.
Thanks for traveling along on this 5,000-mile journey and for supporting this content by keeping up with each episode of this series. We're already harnessing our inspiration from this epic trip to dream up the next adventure, so keep an eye out for the next series starting real soon. Until next time, everyone, you know the drill. I want you to stay happy, healthy, current, but most importantly, stay proficient. Step out of your comfort zone, go on an adventure whether it's big or small, spend time with your people, tell them you love them, and don't take a moment you have on this earth for granted. This is Josh and Chelsea signing off from this 3 countries in 3 weeks adventure. Fly safe.
We are